go, and we are live on YouTube now. We just had a 500 lot buy after transacting the first liquidity level, and next we have 5308, which is 5 points down. GameStop halted already? Oof. Oof. GME. Wow. Wow. I wonder if he's already closed out his position. Russell right now in the process of dropping just a touch. NASDAQ is exploding. Look at that. 18,729, crazy up. ES is still coming off. We do have a little bit of discrepancy here on ES and NASDAQ. NASDAQ, as we speak, is dropping. NASDAQ is flying. ES is dropping. XLF, the banks are rolling back over. The small caps are getting smoked also. It'll be interesting to see how the markets change this baby up. If they correlate, and when they do correlate, which one will catch up to the other. Yeah, a little bit of divergence on ES and NASDAQ. 1,300% on the option. Is that what he got? The GameStop option? No way. On a $60 million position? That's what you have on yours. Oh, I was about to say. I mean, it did go, he bought a $20 option, and it's opening up over 40, so, wow. Could you imagine? 1,300% on $60 million? Good gosh. Alrighty, ES is still coming over here, 5307. Not a very crazy open so far. $18,722. Let's go take a look at NASDAQ's liquid. We have 18,725. Let's take a look at CL. CL did have a phenomenal amount at 76. They almost got 76. They got 7606. Now, here is the theme. Last week we had 77 roll down, and then after that 76. Now we have 76 on with nothing else lower, and they're putting back on at 77. So my question to you is, will 76 transact and then bounce? Will 76 transact and then bounce? It's possible. Possible. Go get some Taco Bell if you had those gains. Oh, man. You would... Whew. I'd be going out to Montana and buying as much land as I could afford if I had those kind of gains. Off the grid, baby. Hashtag OTG, off the grid. ES is still dropping 5308. XLF is still rounding over. NVIDIA is exploding, of course. I would expect NVIDIA to continue to climb somewhere up to, plus greater than or equal to, stock split on the 10th. Large red candles on NASDAQ and ES. I'm still short ES, trying to get down into 5303. And we'll see how we're going to do with NASDAQ here. We'll see what we're going to do on NASDAQ. Do people off the grid use hashtags? Probably not. Probably not. Montana, I'd be up in Panama or Argentina. Argentina. Can you talk about the orders at 49.62 still sitting on ES? Any thesis around that? As long as that liquid still stays on the books, hashtag, I'm going to trade down to it once I see the momentum. I do think it will fill eventually. In my knowledge, on the book, anytime I see a liquidity level like that that comes off and on and remains on the book, it will be filled at some point. Now, here is the problem with that liquidity level. That liquidity level goes beyond my thesis of not that big of a sell-off. My whole thesis between now and November or rate cut cycle shift is that we won't really sell off very much and we don't really buy up very much. I don't think we'll pop 5,500 on ES, and I don't think we'll pop about 5,000 or so on to the low side on ES. So if we were to fill that, that would be a bit beyond what I'm looking to go with in terms of any kind of moves. So we'll see. I think we're pretty much done for any kind of large moves until the next policy shift. Now, if they come out next week and surprise us with a cut, which I don't think will happen, I think that theory will be out the window. It'll be out the window. So, as long as they don't cut, as long as they don't hike, and as long as any geopolitical news doesn't kick off that's unforeseen, I don't think we're going to be having a big move for a few months now. All right. How does TLT react to no cuts hike scenario? It'll continue chopping around where it is. TLT's been around the 85 to 92 range for weeks and months now, and I don't think it'll continue to do something along those lines. Something along those lines until something changes. All right, ES is still trickling down. I'm still going to hold the short position there. NASDAQ is still heading higher, although dojied out here. Really, the only thing we got going on at the moment is NVIDIA. Meta is a little bullish here, but not nearly as bullish as NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now up 4.3%. Everything else is pretty mundane. We do have some data at the top of the hour. We actually have a pretty mundane week this week in terms of catalysts, except for Friday. Friday we have non-farm payroll, which is exceptionally volatile. How does your thesis change if the Fed decides to cut this month? If the Fed decides to cut this month, I will be looking for an aggressive bullish move the first couple of weeks, maybe even a month or so, and then a 25 to 35% drawdown on the markets. However, I don't think they'll do that because obviously we've got the quote-unquote election coming up in November. So I don't think they'll cut before then because they know what happens. Not to mention the market's not quite weak enough to start cutting. They have to wait until the shift on the market starts to happen, and then they can cut. I mean the not the stock market, the the economy. The economy. GameStop is dumping. Yeah, because they keep on freaking halting it. It's ridiculous. Even though Nvidia is making more ridiculous moves than GameStop is, and they don't halt Nvidia, it's because everyone's riding the Nvidia train at the moment. Profit taken on a 100% move makes sense. Yeah. His options went from 69 million to 300 million. Good gosh. Good gosh. Also, NVIDIA isn't hitting the halt criteria. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. A little bit of top ticking on NVIDIA there. NASDAQ is still going 18,734. What else? Very tight range so far on ES. NASDAQ is pumping, baby. Pumping. 18,736. So right now, you've got to look for correlation not only on ES and NASDAQ, but on all of the names underlying on the ES as well. Right now, we got downside on Microsoft.